Hi everyone, Diane Parker here from Life After Loss, and I thought I'd pop on today to just explain to you a few of the techniques that I was talking about in my earlier video when I shared with you the stress that I was under when I heard about my husband's illness, about how we were working the shop together and how we had a miscarriage, and all those things were coming in on me and becoming just a bit too much for me to bear. So the first thing I wanted to share with you is something that we all do it, we just don't do it mindfully, and we don't do it as often as perhaps we should do, which is to breathe. When we get overwhelmed with things, we tend to just do light little breaths in our chest, and we need to take that down. We need to go deeper inside and bring that breath all the way down. Hold for 5 and breathe out. This does other things for us as well. It helps the brain to get that neuroplasticity working, and for us to also start to look at things from a different perspective, which is what I'm going to come on to now. So we have a lot of things whereby when we're in the chaos that's going on around us and it's coming from all different angles and we just don't know what to do first. That's when you take that step back and breathe. Do a few of them if it's really bad. And then ask yourself, okay, with what's going on around me, what can I take responsibility for and do? And if it's stuff that's happening with other people, there is nothing that you can do about it. It's in their hands. All you are in charge of, all of your life, is you and the decisions that you make, that you become responsible for as you're going through life, not what's going on with other people. If we get into their stuff with them, we're not in the right place to help them. And so if you can learn to do the breathing technique and to step back and have a look and see, if you find that difficult, almost imagine you're taking that whole scenario that's been presented to you and see it as though it's on the screen in front of you, so that you can see it being played out while you can work out what you can do about it. And if you can't do anything about it, let it go. It's not... When my husband was ill and he was really sad and getting himself into a state that he was potentially dying, that's what they were telling him. And I would often get into that same place with him and cry and start to grieve and do all of that. We soon learned that if we were staying in that state of being extremely stressed, we were robbing ourselves of the quality time that we actually had left together. Time is our most precious gift, so we have to spend it wisely. So we made plans in this case for what would happen if, and I did it for me as well, because just because somebody's told that they could go at any time, that can be for any of us. Make the plans, put those in place, and then you can put that aside and almost like that one's done. If that happens, we'll go to that plan, and we'll, in the meantime, get on with living our lives. It wasn't an easy thing to do. We had to keep constantly programming ourselves to do it and being mindful in that. But what I was learning to do at that time was, you might have heard it, it's either associate or disassociate. So we were learning to disassociate from something that we had no control over. What we did have control over was us, what we did. The same thing if you're going to react to everything that's going on, or you're going to respond. And our responding was saying, right, this is what we're going to do. But when I started opening up to all of this as well, some other magical things started to happen. People started to cross my path that started to tell me that it looked like the time was right for me to start doing some other reading and looking into different things. And that's when I discovered the Celestine Prophecy. Now this is the vision, this is one of his last books that came out, but the Celestine Vision Prophecy is the one that I started with, and I highly recommend you go and find that. I've lent it to somebody, so I can't show it you today. The other one was Messages from the Masters. Many Lives, Many Masters is another one of his books, which I highly recommend you have a read of. He's a psychiatrist, and he never thought he was going to write a book like that. And then I did the obvious one, You Cannot Die. There was a few others along the way as well, but all of these books opened up my mind to the fact that in searching and looking into death and what might happen to my husband, I actually found life. I found a new energy, a new surge of things, and I found that different people started coming to me and talking to me about different things to support the path I wanted to go on. I started to learn about the boundaries, which I talked about yesterday or earlier on in the previous tapes, recordings I've done. It's about putting that cape on, so your head is out when all that chaos is going on, and if you can help, you'll put them in the direction that they need to be sent, or you help them. The other thing is pulling it out to being a bubble around you if you need it. Just pull it in from your centre and then blow it out. Literally see yourself in a bubble so that their stuff comes and bounces on the top of you. It doesn't penetrate your bubble, keeps you safe. And by doing that, you'll put yourself in a better place to help anybody. But most importantly, you've got to look after yourself. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And if you let these things penetrate you, you're going to feel so stressed out. There's other techniques that I'll share with you along the way to help you when you feel the anxiety kicking in and stuff like that. I'll share all of that with you over the coming weeks. But in the meantime, practice it. Practice makes perfect. If you've got big issues going on, push them out onto a screen, have a look at what they are, what needs to be boundaried. Where do you need to say, well, that's that. Just like you will with anything else, that's enough, stop, that's enough. Put your boundaries in place for certain things. Put things in compartments. Like when I was working in the shop, when I was in the shop, I worked in the shop. I stopped thinking about all the housework and everything else that I had to do at home. I was present in the shop. And equally when I was at home, I was present at home. I boundaried that. So I wasn't dragging the stuff from the shop to home or home to the shop. And I've continued to do that throughout my life, even working from home, doing all the different things that I'm doing now. I still have pockets of time that I do certain things at, so I don't feel as overwhelmed. If I do start feeling overwhelmed, one of the things I look at is to do clutter clearing. And the first place I tell my clients to clutter clear is their bedrooms. That is the place that you rest your soul every single night. Is your bedroom cluttered? Do you need to do a little bit of DIY around your room? Do you need to clean away the cobwebs? So all of these things will help you have a more restful sleep and shift energy. Anything that you feel is stuck energy, it will all start to move. It's amazing how quickly that actually will happen. But I'll talk more about that in the future as well. So that's exactly what I do. Just to recap, declutter your bedroom, boundary your time, create yourself a space and time sheet. If you need one, drop me an email and I'll send you one. Then remember to put your cape on and put yourself in a bubble. If at the end of the day somebody's coming at you with all their stuff, you do not need it. You've probably got enough going on in your own life right now. Equally, if you're working from home right now in the COVID situation, make sure you boundary your workspace to be in just one area of your home. Don't let it come through. Don't let work come through your home. and I'll catch you on the next video. Take good care now. Bye.